I'll defeat TINUBU in 2027. Former aide Aliyu Audu, shocking declaration. I'm looking at a report here on Vanguard. It says I left Tinubu's government to plot his 2027 defeat. And that's a quote. And I'm looking at a report by an Ayobami Okerinde. It says a former senior special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on public affairs Aliyu Audu has revealed that he resigned from the administration in order to actively campaign against Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. Speaking on Monday during an interview on Channels Television Sunrise Daily, Audu said his decision was driven by a matter of principle and conscience, as he accused the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC) of attempting to turn Nigeria into a one-party state. It confirmed it on one hand, and on the other hand, it strengthened my resolve to not work for him in 2027. Audu said, referring to Tinubu's Democracy Day speech, where the president claimed to enjoy seeing the opposite in disarray. This is the quote from Tinubu, I guess. I couldn't, in all honesty,
he said it.
and in my conscience, okay, this is Audu talking. He said, I couldn't, in all honesty, and in my conscience, be in his government, knowing I'm plotting against removal in 2027, because I will, and by God, we will remove him. Collectively, Nigerians will install a leader that will be our chosen, not his chosen, not Emilokon, my turn, but our Lokon, our turn. In fact, Bugbo Lokon, all of us. So I'm sure you have your thoughts about this already. What are your thoughts about this one?
Yeah, my thoughts are so clear, and I will be precise. I've sampled views and opinions, perspectives on the speech given by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on June 12th, the anniversary of democracy in Nigeria, particularly that day that had been declared sacred and set aside to celebrate the election that was acclaimed and adjudged to be the fairest and freest in the history of Nigeria, of course, which was won unequivocally by the late business mogul and philanthropist, Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, the then Basharon of Ibadan, the then Babagua of Egbaland, the then Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yorubaland, and pillar of sports in Africa. Honestly, I could, my conscience will not carry that burden of giving President Bola Tinubu a pass mark concerning the speech he gave. Yes, at some point, he tried, particularly conferring national honor on some Nigerian legends who were in the vanguard of pro-democracy struggle crusade during the dark years, particularly under the late despot and dictator, General Sani Abacha. Why do I say this? I would not know the speechwriter that put together that crap. Yes, I call it a crappy piece. Because Tinubu did not only say that he's not in government to make, I do not know the elements he was talking about to make them happy. I should think part of the deal of becoming Nigerian president and running on the mantra of renewed hope is to spread joy, to give or guarantee happiness and right to life and safety of property. Of course, under him, you see what life has become. This morning, it took the Pope, Pope Louis XIV to pray for Benue people in Nigeria. You know, Nigerian officials, Nigerian government consistently, sustainably, would deny that, oh, Christians are not persecuted in Nigeria. Benue State is 99% Christian. And look at the wave of targeted killings, pogroms that have gone on there. I won't talk much about that because I suspect we are still going to dwell on that at some point. Yet, President Bola Tinubu could not give a speech that is, tailored at uniting all Nigerians. He said it gave him joy to see Nigerian opposition in disarray. I was talking of Watergate scandal in America. So what did Richard Nixon do in America of 1971 that Bola Tinubu has not done now? Because this is a confession from him that he wants to see the opposition in disarray. That in itself is immoral and, I dare say, unconstitutional, because opposition has got to thrive. Of course, I told you of the day I interviewed, then he was not a president then. He had attended one of these colloquiums to celebrate the birthday of literary titan, Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka, at Museum Center in Lagos. And I came in from the United States. I asked him the question on, the suspicion, the popular sentiment from the public there. There must be something in him on why he was bankrolling the election of persons all over Africa, particularly in Ghana then, Jonathan Mills. You know, that was all I asked him. And when he answered my question, he ended up punching me in the chest. And I thank God, one of the people he has honored with whatever they gave, Professor Latunji Dari, our revered teacher of journalism and journalist, was the one who pacified me that day, because I felt violated. I almost felt like, oh, this is almost like a gangster in politics. And the style has not changed. It has not changed. You know, rhetorics that are unguarded, rhetorics that hit the polity up, and not really paying attention to proper governance and making it look like, a marathon of politics. That's why that speech is below acceptable standard. Now, what Mr. Aliyu Audu has said, is it going to be a surprise to me? Not at all. Of course, you have seen the event that transpired last week during the Northeastern caucus meeting of APC, where delegates from Borno, Adamawa, and probably Yobe, all of them, they met and they were endorsing, unconditionally, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, or Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the case may be, for 2027 race. And they forgot to give a mention to Vice President Shettima. That was the basis of the implosion that transpired at that forum last week. You see, we all express anxiety about the next minute, about the next hour. But all those things are firmly secured with our Creator. Let's think of the moment. So, has Bola Tinubu been able to really assuage the desires of Nigerians, their goals and objectives? So if an Aliyu Audu, I suspect that is the Prince Aliyu Audu, the son of former Kogi State governor, the later elected governor of Kogi State. He must be the one that has now fallen out of, what's it called? That has now removed himself from office as a special advisor to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And just continue to watch. More people will drop off the team. If anybody thinks, by defecting to APC, is a done deal, that would guarantee President Tinubu a second term. Politics is not a straight line thing. That is one thing everybody should understand. The point I'm making here is that more of his so-called friends, associates, heads are still going to come out of that cabinet to really take a stand. Some of them will run against him. But whether from APC, PDP, or wherever, because of the business as usual disposition of our folks in Nigeria, I do not really have much trust in them. I interacted with activists and journalists, Omoyele Sowore, yesterday. We spoke. And from my interaction with him, I'm always really enthused and excited to see that more than anybody in the pack of so-called political aspirants in Nigeria today, that young man seems to get it. He understands, and I think he is better prepared than most of these gladiators. And that is where I am sticking my thoughts and expectations that
all right,
there will be some radical shift, and that a new generation is going to get on the block. So maybe one of them is this Mr. Aliyu Audu. Another person I've seen is the Prince of Okene, the man that is into electricity and what have you. I'm trying to Prince Ado of Okene. There are so many of these people all over the place. Many of those youth we used to hope in, some of them have been compromised, they have been sucked in, but some people are still standing. I hope Mr. Aliyu Audu has been sincere, because in the past I've listened to some interviews in which he was really struggling to award laurel to Bola Tinubu for doing so well. And it was a struggle for him. His thoughts were not well coordinated, just because some of those things were mere public relations stunts. They couldn't go together, they could not stick together. So now it looks like he finally has his head cleared, and that if Tinubu is going to look at 2027 as a walkover, well, welcome to the real world. It's going to take a struggle. It's not going to be a free pass. And I've listened to people like Senator Babafemi Ojudu and so many other people. I'm watching events, and from my careful, I can carefully conclude that some people will, even if Tinubu will win, some people will give him a good run for his ambition and money. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please join the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are about this. Please join the conversation in the comment section. Hit like, share, subscribe. Turn up your notifications. We have some other trendy stories around the world. We will be right back.